Hi guys, I'm Alex doing Alex Things, and this is my first YouTube video. In it, I'm going to walk you through how to display basic text on a 16:2 I2C LCD display. I bought a 3-pack of these off Amazon for a few projects that I've been working on. Some of the reviews claim that there were dead pixels, so I wanted to learn how to use them and test them quickly. After doing a little research, I learned that typical LCDs are based on the Hitachi HD44780, which is a 16-pin module and requires 7 to 11 I/O pins to communicate with it via parallel port data bus. To communicate with this LCD via I2C, you need some additional hardware. In this case, a PCF 8574 microcontroller. Technically, I think it's called a GPIO, which stands for General Purpose Input Output, which is this guy right here. And it has been pre-soldered to the board. You can see the original 16 pins up top has been reduced down to just 4 for I2C. And here's a diagram I drew up to make it clear. Okay, so to hook this up, we go from Arduino ground to the ground on the LCD screen. Then we take Arduino 5 volts and we go to VCC on the LCD. And then Arduino pin A4 is our serial data line, SDA, so that's going to go to SDA on the LCD screen. And Arduino pin A5 is our serial clock line, SCL, and that's going to go to SCL on the LCD screen. And these colors are the same colors that I used for the actual wiring on my project. It appears that the Arduino IDE comes with a default LCD library that is based on the HD44780, so it's not going to work with these I2C displays. I'll show you how to download an I2C compatible display library and tweak it a little later. But before you do that, you should confirm that your LCD screen has the correct I2C address, since this will be important. And a quick note, if you ever need to change this address, see if I can get this to focus. You can use these little pads right here, A0, A1, and A2. Let's see if I can get that in the light. Right here. And I'm going to be making a video on using these in the future. But basically, you can solder across from top to bottom with these little pads. And using various combinations, you can get different I2C addresses. But like I said, I'm planning a video to show how to do that in the future. Anyway, let's check out the code for the I2C scanner and get that library downloaded. Alright, so go ahead and open up your Arduino IDE to a blank sketch. We're going to go to File, Examples. Under Built-in Examples, the very last one under Wire, go to I2C Scanner. Now make sure your LCD board is hooked up to your Arduino, and go ahead and make sure your Arduino is plugged into your computer. Then once that opens, upload it. Okay. Now in the upper right, go ahead and open up your serial monitor if it's not open already. Okay, so it shows here that the I2C device was found at the address 0x27. I'm going to stop auto scroll. So 0x or 0 times 27, that is your address. So if it's different, make note of that. If it's this one, then you'll be fine. The examples and the libraries will work for you. And as a side note, the 0x, from what I understand, that just means that we're dealing with a hexadecimal number. Anyway, so let's go ahead and move on to downloading the library for the I2C display. So I'm going to unplug my Arduino from the computer. Now we're going to go to our library manager. That's the thing that looks like these little books here on the left. Click on that. We're going to type in liquid crystal, all one word, space I2C. It's this one here, Liquid Crystal I2C by Frank D. Brabander. 1.1.2. Install that. Okay, you should get a little success message down here at the lower right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up the examples that come with this, the Hello World one. So go to File, Examples. It's going to be all the way at the bottom. See, it says down here, Examples from Custom Libraries. We're going to go Liquid Crystal and Hello World. Okay. Go ahead and plug your Arduino back into the computer. And let's go ahead and upload this. Okay, it's successfully uploaded. So this is what you should see on your LCD screen. The message, the default message, isn't set up just right for this little screen. So we're going to need to make a couple little modifications, but at least it should be working. Okay, so all that's wrong here with the example is it was written for a 20x4 LCD. So if you look here, liquid crystal, 0x27, 20, and then 4. So 0x27, this is our I2C address that addresses the LCD module. This 20 is telling it to set for how many characters it has. So that's going to be like, if you imagine it as, having rows and columns, this is going to be how many columns the LCD screen has. And this is going to be showing you how many rows it has. So over here on the right, this is the one I modified. So the address stays the same, 0x27, but we're changing it to a 16 character or 16 column display and changing it from having 4 rows to only 2 rows. And then we go down here. I commented out the second instance of LCD dot initialize. It doesn't seem to have, I don't know why that was in here. I don't know why it was in there twice. But I commented it out and it didn't seem to have any ill effects. Then this here, this turns on the backlight. And you can leave that off. It's just really hard to see the screen. You need another source of light. All right, and then LCD set cursor. So if we look back here at the original, 3, 0. So 3 is telling the LCD screen to start writing 3 spaces from the left on line 0. That's what those numbers are inside the parentheses. So I commented that out, and I went ahead and just had the cursor set 1 line from the left. So it leaves 1 space, and then it starts writing on line 0 on the first line. Yeah, so this starts the text after a single empty space. And then LCD print, that's going to be what you're actually printing out. If you have text, you want to put that in quotations. Numbers, it does not require quotations. So just keep that in mind. And then over here, LCD set cursor, this is for the text that was saying WYR robot Arduino. I commented all that out, and I'm just having it do 1 space on line 1, which is, remember, going to be our second line. And I'm just having it print I2C LCD. Again, it's text, so it's in quotations. This other stuff here, this is for this part here. This is for a second and third, which, remember, that would be your third and fourth lines. So if you had a 20x4, it could print this, but ours can't do that, the 16x2. So I just went ahead and commented all that out. Okay, so, and there's nothing in the loop, which is probably why when these kind of finicky cables I've got hooked up from the Arduino to the LCD, when it shakes loose, it doesn't run setup again, and so it just kind of clears out the LCD screen and you have to reset the code. Anyway, so let's go ahead and plug in our Arduino. Make sure our LCD is hooked up, and then let's upload this. Okay, it uploaded. Let's see what we got. Alright, now it should say what you wrote and be working just fine. I know this was very basic, but in future videos I plan to show you how to read and print analog values to the LCD from a voltage divider with a potentiometer. I also plan to show you how to change that I2C address I mentioned earlier on your LCD hardware. I have many other exciting projects to share, so I hope you check back in sometime. And as always, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and grant you peace. See you guys. Shalom.